Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and today I'm going to be telling you all about the books that I'm reading for the month of December. So for the month of December, my book club is doing a Naughty or Nice challenge. I'm not going to go through all the different challenges, but I will mention a few just because I have to kind of explain why I'm picking up these books. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the books that I want to read this month. The first book I want to talk about is one I just got in the mail yesterday. It is 5 Total Strangers. I think me and Jacqueline are going to buddy read this one, but this one sounds really interesting. It kind of sounds like No Exit vibes. It says Mira needs to get home for the holidays badly, but when an incoming blizzard results in a canceled connection, it looks like Mira might get stuck at the Philadelphia airport indefinitely. And then Harper, Mira's glamorous seatmate with her initial flight, comes to rescue. Harper and her 3 friends are renting a car and they can drop Mira off on their way home. But as their trip begins, Mira discovers that the fellow travelers aren't friends like she thought. They're total strangers, and every one of them seems to be hiding something dangerous. Soon Mira is in a panic. The roads have gone from slippery to terrifying. People's belongings are mysteriously disappearing. Someone in the car is clearly lying, and Mira begins to suspect that one of them is sabotaging the trip. If she wants to make it home, she needs to uncover the truth about these strangers before this nightmare drive turns fatal. So this sounds so good. Again, Total Exit vibes. I'm so looking forward to this one. So I'm hoping this is going to be a 5-star. The next one I want to talk about is Archive Cruelty. I did mention this, I think, in my November TBR, possibly, but this one I did not get around to in November. I want to totally read this one. This was something that sounded right up my alley, and I have this thing with script, like the audiobook is available, but then when I'm ready to read it, it's not available. So script, get your shit together. Anyways, this one has to do with a guy who dated this girl named Verity a long time ago, and they had this jealousy game that they called the Crave together. And basically they would go out acting like they weren't together, but then they would somehow swoop in and be like, she's mine or he's mine. Well, he gets an invite to her wedding that she's only known this guy for 6 months, and he thinks that Verity is playing an even crazier version of the Crave. But is he crazy? Is he unhinged? I've heard this is You vibes, so I'm all for that. Next, if you have been living under a rock, then I'm glad to tell you that Layla by Colleen Hoover is actually going to be released, I think, on December 8th. And thank you so much to Jacqueline for my gifted copy. She pre-ordered it for my birthday. I am so excited to read this one. I love Colleen Hoover. I don't really know the synopsis of this one, but I know it's her first paranormal romance. I think it has something to do with this guy's girlfriend named Layla. She was in an accident of some sort, and so she hasn't been quite the same since then. So he takes her to a bed and breakfast to I guess rekindle their relationship, but then he also meets this other girl that is at this bed and breakfast. I don't know, but I am so stoked to finally read this book. Next, I also have The Dream Daughter. I picked this one up from my library. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this one. I always go into these type of books not really expecting too much. This one has to do with a woman, I think she's in the 1960s, and she is pregnant, but her baby has a heart condition, but somehow her brother-in-law is able to time travel, and so she's able to go back to I think the early or late 2000s, where obviously medical technology has advanced to help save the baby. So that's all I know. Time travel, I don't know, I'm getting 11/22/63 vibes, so I'm all for this one. I've heard this one is everyone's favorite. I can't wait to see what the hype's all about. But yeah, and she's kind of thick too as well. So the next one that I'm picking up is not something because I want to read it, which is kind of sad. The reason why I'm picking up this book is because one of the challenges is you have to read the book that's been on your TBR the longest. So just looking at my bookshelves, I have no idea. So I went to Goodreads, and The First Mistake by Sandy Jones was added on my Goodreads list so long ago. So I'm excited to read this one actually, because I want to get this one read. I just never pick it up. It says, The Wife. For Alice, life has never been better. With her second husband, she has a successful business, 2 children, and a beautiful house. Her husband, Alice knows that life could have been different if her first husband had lived, but Nathan's arrival into her life gave her back the happiness she craved. Her best friend. Through the ups and downs of life, from celebratory nights out to comforting each other through loss, Alice knows that her best friend Beth by her side, they can survive anything together. So when Nathan starts acting strangely, Alice turns to Beth for help, but soon Alice begins to wonder whether her trust has been misplaced. So I'm suspecting like cheating husband, backstabbing best friend. That's the vibe I'm getting, but I'm excited to get this one off because I think it's been on my shelves for like 2 years now. So another book that I'm reading from my library is Gather the Daughters by Jeannie Milland. I think is how you pronounce her name. This one Jacqueline recommended and it sounded very interesting. Jacqueline likes cult books and I've been getting more into cult books. I'm just having a hard time finding ones that I actually like. So I'm taking her recommendation on this one. I have no idea what this one is. I thought it was a thriller, but I think it's like a dystopian cult horror is what Goodreads says. I have no idea what this one is about. I want to go into this one blind, so hopefully this one's good. Don't let me down, Jacqueline. The next book I would like to read is Poems for the End of the World by Katie Wismer. She is also a fellow booktuber slash author tuber, a little mix of both. So I will link her channel down below in case you haven't heard of her or you want to check her out. But she actually just published this poetry book back in October and I just found out it's on Script, so I'm totally checking it out. I love poetry, I just don't read enough of it, and the way this one sounds, it kind of sounds something I might relate to. I related to her first one, which was The Sweetest Kind of Poison, a while ago, but this one I'm really excited to read and it's actually a really short book. So the next book I would like to read is actually a graphic novel. I'm going to be reading Sheets by, I cannot remember the author, and also I'm going to be reading The Walking Dead. Thanks to my friend Rachel for letting me borrow her graphic novel. But I'm excited for both of these. Obviously The Walking Dead, like everyone knows what The Walking Dead is. But Sheets, I have no idea what this one is about. It sounds like a very like young adult graphic novel. I think it has to deal with like grief, so I'm hoping that one will live up to its promise. Next, I'm actually going to be reading my first Christina Lauren book. I'm hoping to get In a Holidays by them very shortly. I'm hoping my library will come through. If not, I do have the audiobook from Script. It just kind of bothers me that I don't have like a physical book to read along with it, but I'm hoping this one is good. I've heard a lot of hype. I heard not so many good things, but then I've also heard this is like their best one yet. So, and it's perfect because it's about the holidays, obviously. I think this one has to do with like Groundhog's Day type of trope where like they relive something about like how she could wish she can like relive the day over or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm hoping to get to this one this month as well. And then the last two I'd like to read, I'm just going to briefly go over these. I have The Confessions on the 745, which I'd like to read before the end of the year, so I'm hoping to get to this one. But I also picked up The Nesting by CJ Cook. This one is more of a horror. This is more of a domestic thriller, so I'm hoping to get to these two as well. So yeah. Alright guys, that's everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments down below what you plan on reading for December. And as always, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a future video. Hit that notification bell. And also, you can find me over on Instagram. It's at readingwithjess_, where I post a lot of book reviews, book hauls, things like that nature. And I hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!